Scorpio, this is your horoscope for 2014 with me, Lada from astrolada.com. And this is for everyone who have their ascendant, sun, or moon in Scorpio. And if you don't know what your ascendant or moon signs are, like most people don't, you can find them out in my birth chart calculator, for which I'm putting a link here at astrolada.com. And listen to the prediction, at least for your ascendant sign, because it's very important. So the biggest thing for Scorpio is that Saturn, the planet of hard work, continues to be in the sign of Scorpio for the year of 2014 and part of 2015 as well. So for a lot of Scorpio, this will be the start of a new beginning in life. Some Scorpios already started that. Some Scorpio did it in 2013. But those Scorpios who have their ascendant or moon from around 15 to 24 degrees in Scorpio, or those of you who are born, basically they have their sun in those degrees, which means they're born from around the 8th till the 17th of November, they will have their new start in life in 2014. It already maybe started for some of them as well. And this is like a beginning of a new 30-year cycle when Saturn passes through the sign of your ascendant, especially through the sign of your ascendant, less so through the sign of the moon and the sun, but still quite powerful. So you'll feel it like a mini personal beginning of a 30-year-old cycle. So you disconnect from a lot of old places, old people that are no longer productive in your life. It can cut you off in relationships from others. It can cut you can cut yourself off as well, because you're just ready for this new beginning. You're laying new foundations. Some people might move abroad, some people might start new jobs, and people can start on a new journey on their life. But because it's Saturn that brings this new beginning, it always requires a lot of hard work, and it always is accompanied by the person feeling fears, person feeling worried because they are not so sure what is ahead, and because of the hard work that is required of them, almost like in human effort. Sometimes you might feel like daunting in front of you that you have to do, and there's like a lot of pressure on the person. Am I gonna do well? And Saturn lowers the vibration, so a lot of Scorpios, especially those that I mentioned, might be feeling more worried, more less confident, doubting themselves, or others from outside might make them feel like that. But this pressure that Saturn puts on Scorpios is to basically to put them into taking productive and concrete actions, because the Saturn is a planet of manifestation, of practical material things. And when it's in your first house, you really want to build a new foundation in your life. All the necessary old things that you've been letting go for the past year or two from your life, now you fully cut off the connection with them and you're ready to start building a new life. So the things that you do now in 2014, or what you've done already in 2013, will almost predetermine, will almost set the tone, and will lay the foundation for 30 years ahead in your life. So this is important period of building, of putting a lot of effort. And the thing is often that while Saturn is around, you do not see the results so quickly. They're not so forthcoming. So you might feel like you're like, you know, trying to do something, butting your head on the one place, and the things are moving slowly and not fast enough, or with more obstacles than other times, with more pressures and tests. And it's almost as if you're on test from the universe. You're watched how persevering you are, how consistent and how self-disciplined you are, and how hard-working you are. And if you pass this test, when Saturn moves away, you start reaping the rewards. You start seeing the results of the hard work that you've put now. So my advice for you, Scorpio, is hard work, put your head down, plow through, especially Scorpio Ascendants people, and Sun and Moon as well. But the three, if you have anything in Scorpio from those three, you will definitely feel that. So plow through, go day for day. The joy of life might be sucked a little bit out because of Saturn, you know, kind of tends to make it all about drudgery and work and laying foundations, working hard. It's not all so glamorous. The person feels more like put in a boxed up a bit by circumstances, or the person themselves become very serious minded, and it's not about partying, it's not about fun, it's not about, you know, just living it up, because the person almost feels like it's useless doing it. It's like wasting their time when they have Saturn. So a lot of Scorpios would be in a much more serious tone of mode and not wanting to waste time on other things that normally would give them pleasure. So the person becomes more Spartan. They limit themselves. They can, while Saturn is around, a person is not only willing but capable of living in much more Spartan and more extreme conditions. Only so they can invest time and money or whatever into the future. And Saturn is the planet which is cautious at the moment, so they become cautious, they become wary, and they start thinking about long-term things. So Saturn is the planet of long-term, so basically, shall I get drunk today and have hangover tomorrow? No, Saturn thinks I'm basically not even ever gonna drink, or I'm gonna leave it for New Year's Eve when I can get drunk, or I just want to go on this holiday and have fun. Saturn thinks, no, I'm gonna use this money to put towards buying new property or something like that, you know, or should I spend, should I go out, should I start dating this person? And Saturn says, you know, he's not so committed, or he doesn't look at the right, he doesn't look like the commitment type. So the person can, while Saturn is around, have a lot of a no power, the power to say no to things in order to invest in future, something that will give results in the long term, which are more productive, rather than go for the moment and have the things they want right now, whether you fancy the guy too much or no. You know, when Saturn is around, you become more cautious and you become more mature, more wise, so you don't do this silly mistakes. Even if you do them, you bear the consequences very quickly. You feel guilty about that, or you immediately, like, you don't feel right about it, or it backfires to you. So doing anything which is not wise, which is not cautious, can backfire for a lot of Scorpios. And as I said, it's building new foundations for your life. And the first house is the body. So a lot of Scorpios, especially Scorpio Ascendant, can become much more self-disciplined, which is the planet of Saturn, and work much harder on health regimes, on taking care of their body. It's great time to start losing weight, to start working out, because Saturn gives you the perseverance. And it's not like you feel inspired towards it, but you will feel like you can, usually, because you start feeling bad about yourself and you say, like, I'm going old, because Saturn is the planet of old age, and it starts making you feel there is not enough time, I'm going old, I should do this, I should take better care of myself, or I should start this business, or I should start living more maturely and wisely. So it's a period of maturation and wisening up through beating yourself a little bit, through beating yourself in the head. And this is why a lot of times when Saturn transits the Ascendant and Sun and Moon, to a lesser degree, people really go for start taking better care of themselves. They focus a lot on themselves, and they develop a lot of new qualities in them, like endurance, like self-discipline, like seriousness, like wisdom, you know. And this, it's not so much a period of expansion as a period of working downwards and putting those foundations, as I said. And the emotions connected to that might be often quite harsh, quite painful, because Saturn is a harsh planet. It lowers vibrations. It makes one feel like, you know, I can't get enough, or overly emotional, or overly exhausted and draining sometimes. But again, as I said, you're laying new foundations. It's necessary. Gods are testing you. And what else is Saturn doing when it transits? If you're born from around the 8th to the 17th of November, Saturn transiting your Sun, it means that you can have a change in your career. If you're no longer in a career which is satisfying, which is a career which is not, it's like a reality check in regards to your career. And you can have some pressures in regards to your career, in regards to authority figures, and also your health. Watch out your health when you have Saturn transit, Ascendant, Sun and Moon. You can have also more responsibility than other times. So it's not fun, it's all about more responsibilities, and you can handle that heavier workload. And you start to feel more serious and more old when Saturn is around. Even if you're 18, you're like, oh, there's no time, I have to get, you know, I have to do that. It's irrational. You don't have to be old to feel it, you know. Let's see, let's speak about the happier planet, Jupiter. Whatever Jupiter is, this is where we expand and grow out of inspiration, where we get clarity. And Jupiter is in your 9th house, continues till the middle of 2014. So till the summer of 2014, 9th house is the house of goals and purpose and meaningfulness. So while you're doing this new foundations, this new beginning in your life with Saturn, and maybe cutting off, disconnecting, having to work very hard, at least Jupiter in the 9th house will make it all worth your while. It make you because you discover some goal and some meaning. And when you have a goal and meaning, no matter what you have to do, even if you have to eat rats every day, you go through it because you know that at the end of the tunnel something is waiting for you. If you have to do it because you have to do it with no purpose there, it's really painful. But Jupiter gives you this, you know, this goal, something to look forward to, this ideal that you're following. So it will increase your faith more. It will increase your staying power in regard and your positivity, because 9th house is hope and positivity, and all this hard work and all those demanding things that are happening due to Saturn. You will feel, Jupiter will help you feel that there is a meaning in that, and that you feel hopeful about the final results as well. So Jupiter is helping you a lot with especially with the emotional states there, and actually you even will you'll be seeing more of the results of Saturn. I usually say that Saturn has to move away for the person to start seeing results of their actions, but when Jupiter also triggers, you will start seeing small results even now, while till next summer. And after that, Jupiter, and also the 9th house is the house of faith and belief. So for a lot of people, what can be of great help is spiritual beliefs, reading spiritual books, starting to pray. This will give them much more groundedness, and this will give them much more sense of hope as well. And 9th house is the house of foreign travel. So till the middle of 2014, you can benefit from foreign travels, from traveling around. You can be great time to, you know, go somewhere or make connections with foreign people as well. And 9th house is higher education. So a lot of Scorpio ascendants in particular, or Moon Sun to a lesser degree, might have successes to do with higher education, might have successes and help coming to them from teacher figures, because 9th house rules teacher figures and fraternal figures. The relationship with the father can improve for a lot of Scorpio ascendants, because 9th house rules the father, and Jupiter there blessing and making something good happen from there. Or relationship, or someone can find a teacher in their life, a wise teacher who gives them hope, who makes or a wise counselor, advisor, psychologist. 9th house rules counselors, and those wise people who help us see life from a different perspective, and who makes things feel more meaningful to us because of making us take a bird's view from above, you know. Or maybe you attract such spirituality or such beliefs into your life, mind expanding beliefs, which will help you, you know, have a better understanding of why things are like that in your life. Whether you become more spiritual, whether you just develop some philosophy or some different point of view, this is what will help you. And then Jupiter moves into your 10th house from 2014 July, and 10th house is your career. So now things start lining up for Scorpio career-wise really well. Things basically, you might have promotions, you might have improved relationship with father again. Father figures is 10th house again. Authority figures, if you've been having some tension with authority figures from the middle of 2014 to the middle of 2015, you can improve this relationship. Authority figures can help you as well, bosses, managers, and you can achieve situations of more authority and responsibility, but it will come now with more joy. You'll feel happy about it without having to, you know, without a lot of aggravation. So this will be a great time if you want to expand your career, if you want to get a new job, if you want to start new projects, if you want to, especially projects that you get recognition for, that will put you in a higher position than currently you are in. So for Scorpios, it might be still a bit hard till the summer, but after the summer onwards, when Jupiter goes in Leo, things start improving in regards to career, to material circumstances in their life as well. Let's see. Another thing that happens is that, what is it? There is an eclipse in Taurus. There is an eclipse in Taurus, so they might be letting go of relationships in April and October, 2 months before, 2 months after the eclipses, especially for those who have their ascendant, their moon at around 4 to 12 degrees in Scorpio, or those who in October, those who are born from around the 23rd to the 28th of October, or who have their ascendant or moon from 0 to 5 degrees, the eclipses trigger them big changes in their life. So the spring and the autumn are big months for those people I mentioned. Reversals and changes in career, successes. There are sudden things that happen and changes, and having to, you know, let go of old relationship and maybe welcoming new relationships as well. And another important thing is that Rahu and Ketu, these are the karmic planets. Wherever they move, Rahu develops the house wherever it's moving in. And because Rahu is the dragon's head, which is insatiable, which wants, we want there more newer experiences, fresher experiences, so we become more voracious there, more obsessive. And Rahu, when it's in the 12th house, the 12th house is the house of long-term investments. So Rahu there can develop this house, so you can come across opportunity for long-term investments, and you can invest money in that. And also Rahu is the house, 12th house, the house of spending. So people tend to spend more money around this period as well. Even though Saturn is trying to make you cautious, even though Saturn is, you know, trying to make things, you know, the person themselves try and force themselves to be as frugal as possible. But Rahu in the 12th house can, for instance, can make you have some big expense that you didn't expect it, or maybe you have to invest in a property, so you're spending money, and because of that, you're, you know, you feel like you're financially that you've given out a lot, but at the same time, it's a long-term investment. So Rahu is also the house, 12th house. On the spiritual level is the house of spirituality. So a lot of you, just like 9th house, to do with beliefs and ideas, and kind of philosophy and spirituality. 12th house is like mysticism, like deep connection with God. It's the realm of prayer, of imagination, of dreaming, of connecting with long passed away people. And Rahu has a lot of influence like Jupiter, but in a bit more intense, chaotic way. So it develops that house. So again, spirituality and deeper meditative states can be developed during some kind of a foreign belief systems and more exotic belief system, and also foreign travel. 12th house, just like the 9th house, rules faraway places that you can actually move to become expatriate in, or just live, go to visit. Say if you live in Europe, you can go and visit America, some exotic place for them, or go and visit India, you know, something that is quite different culturally than you. And 12th house, as I said, watch out with expenses. And 12th house is also the house of charitability and giving away. So you might, even if you're not willingly giving away of your time and finances to others, you might be forced to do it. And Ketu, wherever Ketu is the dragon's tail. It's where we excrete, where we let go of things. Ketu in the 6th house of old routines and health patterns. So some of you might abandon old health patterns, might abandon inefficient work or health routines or daily routines, might let go of those things. And Ketu brings detachment. So if you've been very much attached to every day counting the stairs home and obsessed with it, and you can never go home without counting the stairs. So if, you know, some people have little habits and that, you can finally detach from it. Or if you're very much obsessed about smoking and drinking, which are not healthy habits, with Ketu in the 6th house, you can get a bit of detachment there as well. You know, you can detach from those habits and routines that you do. And some unhealthy health habits, like what the kind of foods you're eating, you know. So this is good in that area. And also 6th house is the house of enemies. So you're able to let go and forgive and really overcome certain animosities and enmities in your life that caused you grief. Maybe you haven't forgiven for someone who hurt you in childhood, or maybe someone in your job is constantly undermining you and you've had hatred for this person for years. But now Ketu comes and you're able to let go, and you're able to become almost like disinterested in that area of life. Like, I cannot take any more aggro. 6th house is the house of arguments, of house of legal court dealings. So when Ketu is there, don't start any of those, because Ketu is the planet of loss, so you let go. You maybe end legal cords, but don't start. Or you don't start new enmities. And even if you're someone who usually gets a lot of enemies, who gets a lot of undermined and attacked, and you know, you will feel like you're letting go of this part of your life. So it can be quite good as well. So anyway, thank you so much, Scorpio, and I hope to see your comments.